Welcome to my presentation. My name is Sophie Schulz and I will present problems and solutions that women have in German academia. First of all, who are we and why are we here? Me and my co-authors, we are all software engineers and architects here in Germany, and we have all another background. For example, we have different birth countries or cultural influences. Moreover, we are in different stages of life, so some of us have family, kids, some are older and some are new in research. But the most important thing is we are women. We are women in a man-dominated area. Once in a meeting we came across problems we have, and we were interested in whether other women also have these problems. Therefore, we came to the first research question. What problems do women face in research? We thought it would be interesting if we would not only collect the problems, but also ask for solutions for them and provide these to our audience. Thereby, we would initiate a back loop, a communication process like if you have this problem or a similar one, then you have these options. As I already mentioned, we are a multicultural group. Therefore, we were very interested in a third question, whether cultural problems such as religion, clothing, etc. correlate with the birth country or not. However, since we got only not significant results for the last question, I will neglect it for this talk today. So the idea was to conduct a survey to answer these questions. We restricted our survey to women or persons who identify as such at technical universities in Germany. As groups, we decided to take computer scientists and non-computer scientists. Thereby, we checked whether the problems and solutions are specific for our scientific field or general at technical universities. So, to compare the problems, we would need to classify them. Therefore, we thought about different areas and identified the following ones: cultural stuff, personal stuff, problems at the workplace, or more specific in research, and problems we haven't thought of should be in a spongy others area. Since these areas are very rough, we introduced another level we call topics. In the cultural area, these include religious problems, clothing, name changings, and cultural infrastructure, for example, prayer rooms that are only allowed for men. The personal stuff includes problems regarding the hormones or period, life plan, that includes all problems regarding a decision that influences the whole life of a woman, for example, whether a woman wants to have children or not. Responsibilities, additional responsibilities that women have, for example, care for elders or for children, and pregnancy problems. We divided the areas workplace and research, and workplace therefore focuses more on general problems at workplaces like equality issues or support issues. For example, when women try to increase equality. Moreover, we defined a collaboration topic and workplace infrastructure topic. The latter is in contrast to the cultural infrastructure, only for not cultural stuff, for example, if there are no toilets for women. The last explicit area focuses specifically on research topics. Idea sharing applies if women get limited opportunities to share their ideas, visions or work, for example when they are not allowed to publish by their boss. Appreciation focuses on discrimination and disadvantages of female researchers in contrast to male researchers. Publication refers to issues when deciding the author sequence of a publication. For example, if women put a lot more work than others in it but are positioned at last one. And finally, priority focuses on more general priority issues in research. For example, when men are more likely invited to talks. Based on this taxonomy out of areas and topics, we built our survey. At first, we had a general section. Then the areas and the topics in it are queried. In more detail, every topic begins with the question whether the participant has experienced a problem in that topic. If she crosses yes, she is asked for a description of the problem and if she solved the problem. If she crosses again yes, she is asked for a description of the solution. Then the next topic begins. We reached 220 women with our survey and retrieved from them 132 valid, fully answered surveys. 52 of them were computer scientists, whereas 80 came from other scientific fields. Before we go to the evaluation, let me concretize the research questions. For the first research question, we found 3 sub-questions. What areas include the most problems? What topics have the most problems? And finally, what were the most frequently described problems? Analog, we derived the sub-questions for the solutions. This graph shows the distributions of problems and solutions, the crossed ones across the areas. As we can see, the distributions between both groups are almost similar. However, computer scientists seem to have a lot more problems regarding their workplace than women of other scientific fields. Regarding the solutions, the green ones, we can see that they are only a fraction of the amount of problems women face. Again, the distribution is similar but differs again in the workplace area. However, computer scientists marked about 34% of their problems as solved, whereas the others solved only about 23%. If we have a look on the topics, we see that most often problems for all female researchers are life plan issues. For computer scientists, the list then continues with equality and responsibility issues. However, the first seems not to be that big issue in other scientific fields. For them, responsibilities come on the second place, followed by appreciation. Again, we only find personal and workplace issues on the top 5 places of this ranking. Finally, our last question was, what are our participants sharing with us? What were their specific problems? Thus, we read them and classified the optional descriptions. We assigned 37 different labels to 193 described problems. Before we removed problems that describe things that are not specifically for women, for example, to miss your children when you are on a conference. Most women described problems regarding parenting and family planning. Especially the short-term contracts, the resulting job insecurity and fear of the effect of an absence, for example for parental leave, is criticized most. Someone wrote, "Family planning is complicated since there's so little job security." Another, "As a single mother, my colleagues considered my time with my child equivalent to their hobbies. They expected me to organize away my child, but I wanted to have some hours per day with my child." On third, fourth, and fifth place are male communication, undermining, and promotion, all problems that refer to direct problems with men. Male communication relates to sexist wording, but also to a dominant behavior of men in discussions. We think that some problems under this label are not only caused by men, but by a missing of trust and openness of women towards men. In contrast to that, the undermining label was applied if women had the feeling that men work intentionally against them. The latter, the promotion issues, refer to issues that women mentioned regarding networking. One participant wrote, "Whereas men are supported and invited, for example, to publish with their boss and getting great recommendation letters, my female colleagues and I are doing the groundwork, teaching, for example." Regarding the solution, only 81 descriptions were given. 27 were unspecific or no real solutions. For example, took more painkillers than before and continued going to work with cramps and migraines. So we ended up with 63 described solutions. From them, we derived 8 labels. As you can see, the most frequent solutions are to accept help from others and to create a workaround. We think that to use help of others is a good solution for a problem, but a workaround not always, since it often leads to more work than necessary, what increases other problems and pressure to the women. The solution to strengthen the self-esteem regarding the descriptions of communication issues that are not only caused by the environment is a great tip for everyone. Frighteningly, the stopgap to change the workplace or trying to sit out the problem make about 17% of the described solutions. Finally, I'll shortly sum up our threats to validity. Regarding the internal validity, we could have issues because the areas and topics are not fully disjoint and the association, what problem refers to what, depends on the participant. Since we only sent the survey to technical universities, the NCS group may not be generalizable. Moreover, the group sizes differ between the groups. The reproducibility could be affected by the labeling process that we use to classify the described problems and solutions. Finally, I'm at the end of my presentation. I'll summarize shortly what we did. We conducted a survey of female researchers in Germany to collect problems and solutions of them. The distribution of the problems over the areas are similar. Computer scientists solved 34%, whereas NCS only solved 23% of their problems. However, CS, computer scientists, reported more equality issues. Both groups together described parenting and family plans as most problematic, and as solutions in general, the help from others, workarounds, and to strengthen the self-esteem was described most frequently. For a correlation of cultural problems and the birth country, we did not found any evidence. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward for discussions and questions.